Saturday, the 30th of December, 2023. Welcome to the main news on Camnet TV. My name is Marco Kozi. Sincere apologies for starting the news a little bit late. This was due to circumstances beyond our control. However, the headlines in the news this evening: over 900 traders facing eviction at MUNYAULE market. An opposition leader condemns the suspension of a High Court judge. Government urges displaced traders to find space in existing markets. And in international news, South Africa launches a case at International Court of Justice accusing Israel of genocide. In sports news, AVRAM Grant names the final squad for the forthcoming AFCON. For details of these and other stories, join us shortly after this break.
Introducing Darren B, a touch of class. Are you looking for the perfect place to elevate your style and glam up? Look no further. Darren B Touch of Class is your one-stop destination for hair and makeup transformation. Walk into Darren B and walk out feeling like a star. Your transformation starts here. Call us on 0772 870 588 or WhatsApp on 0972 049 213 to book your appointment today. Payments are made via mobile money or point-of-sale machine. Strictly no cash payments. We are located along Mossy Road in Ibex Hill, fourth close on the left after Kalikiliki Police Post. At Darren B, we pride ourselves on our team of dedicated and trained personnel ready to pamper both women and children. Darren B is open 7 days a week from 0720 hours to 1740 hours. From trendy hairstyles and stylish makeovers to flawless makeup, we do it all. Darren B, a touch of class.
Welcome back, and now the news in detail. About 920 traders from Lusaka's MUNYAULE market are facing eviction after the market was allegedly sold to a foreign national. Some of the traders spoken to by Camnet TV News have wondered why they are being told to vacate the market they have been operating from for the over 16 years. The traders have since questioned the local authorities' intention, as the contractor has already begun barricading the market. But Area Councillor Masao Songoma has refuted the claims and says the market is only earmarked for development. Here's the report.
A trail of relocations, demolitions and market scandals, leaving traders with no plans of restarting their businesses amidst economic hardships has been what 2023 had to offer, as others continue nursing their wounds over the demolition of makeshift structures in parts of Lusaka. Traders at Lusaka's MUNYAULE market are operating in fear, as the market has been allegedly leased to a foreign national who has begun barricading the market in preparation for construction. They explain that about 1,400 traders are affected and allege that the move is being spearheaded by suspected ruling UPND cadres.
So we need proper time so that we can hear what they can tell us, proper views where we can get first-hand information, and then when the chances comes here when shifting, we can able to shift to a proper place. But there is no one who is able to come here and address us where we are supposed to go and how the shops are going to be there. That side we don't know. So we are in the dark.
Luma nembe kaikambatsa zatipeleka kuja kuSimsoni kunyu market yani vazasekula but ja market ni imveka nombeka kuti ina vanhu kudala, and then ife vanatifa kila malata pano ndiye pantisurvivira. So apa vana vanapasa funa ndirama zamabooks vana kuti vaendele ku school but vakambati tichoki. So ife dandaulo yatu tidandaula kuli va president tinavota but kansela tu amatifokola na kutuza kuti na vote yanu paneni lili pano nilibe.
Now when the permanent, what does it mean? It's permanent. Whenever they want to do something here, they must consult these people who are permanent here. Not just coming and start putting these things here without noticing, without even telling them what is going on. You go to this office, they just say keep quiet. You go to this office, keep quiet.
The traders tell these journalists that they have been trading from the market since 2007 and allege that the area councillor is involved in the move, further questioning the happenings at the market.
Pano pa market batipisha koenda siziva tankala maezi ambiri siziva ndiye pamene tisungira bana tisungana bana bamasiye ndiye pamene tidyera ndiye pamene titetekera kuti ndiye pali ponse manje pamene bafuna kutitereka siziva tinavota kovota tenzofuna pisi mutendere tinakondwera tinavota kuti tinkaleko bwino tenzovutika tenzotikwaniwa everyday mu market yathu so tikali kufondwera tikali kusekerera kuti ati patipisha manje tizaenda kuti
ise pano masawa akamba kuti chokepo kansera masawa kwetizaenda nikuti kwetizaenda safu napona kutandizira kuti akambeko ikozi mwaini zivira munga kunkala kansera nuwo kambira ko bantu kuti awo bantu banga bapasane koni time but ebe ndi amene apushinga amenya abantu safu na kustand safu na kumuza pamene kuti mama tetiazi pamene bakamba kulipe.
Instead of the council telling us what to do or what will happen in the future, they don't express themselves. What we have seen here is scandals come to us, put the fence there, don't know what is happening here, and they're telling us you are moving out from here.
Meanwhile, Area Councillor Masao Songoma has refuted the claims.
We have reserved 600 spaces for those marketeers there. So we are going to get 600 of those marketeers to where? To Simon Mwewalen. And because that is a council market fully owned by council, they are going to seek the from me, Lusaka City Council, and the Minister of Law Government. When they say the councillor has not protected, I'm not elected to protect illegalities. I'm elected to represent people, and I think developing that market is a good.
And Lusaka City Council Assistant Public Relations Manager Nyambe Bulumba says the only stores earmarked for demolition are those near Lumumba Road.
Currently it's not the entire MUNYAULE. We may do some demolition in the future, but not now. So at the moment we've only demolished those along the Lumumba Road who are built on the drainage situation, because that drainage has to be redesigned and redeveloped.
Nelson Zulu for Camnet News, Lusaka.
Government has urged displaced traders to find themselves space in already existing markets around Lusaka. Local Government Permanent Secretary for Administration Mambo Hamaundu charges that traders should avoid illegal trading spaces as they are compromising the health of the public. He underscored the need for constituencies to utilize the increased Constituency Development Fund to build markets for their communities. We have details in the following report.
July 18, 2023 will remain an iconic day in the history of Zambia as street vendors who occupied Lusaka Central Business District were completely removed by the government. Local Government Minister Gary Nkombo, in his statement on the 20th of July, stated that the ministry had rolled out the removal of street vendors from central business areas countrywide, as street vending is an illegal act under the Markets and Bus Station Act. Since then, illegal trading spaces have been brought down by the Lusaka City Council around Lusaka. The exercise, which has displaced most traders who have continuously cried to the government to restore their former trading spaces. Responding to the matter, Local Government Permanent Secretary for Administration Mambo Hamaundu says affected traders must go back to already existing market structures and desist from creating illegal structures as they pose a risk to members of the public.
That is informing him to say we have sufficient trading places within the market. It's not just in Chilenje, we go to Kabwata, we go to Kamwala, we go to City Market. There are a number of trading places. So my appeal to members of the public is that do not embark on doing illegal things. And then when the council carries out enforcement actions, you begin to try to say you have been, you have been victimized. When in actual fact, you are the one who's victimizing the public, because when you're operating in areas which are unsanitary, now that there's cholera, you are compromising or you are risking the health of the public. And as government, we will not allow that. So the plan going forward is that everyone must operate in a structured manner, go into markets.
Meanwhile, Mr. Hamaundu has urged decision makers in various constituencies for the year 2024 to make decisions that will respond to the developmental needs of the people.
2024, let us ensure that we plan and we plan ahead, and let us avoid having situations where there is complexity when it comes to decision making. The country is pregnant with expectation. The country expects to see a sustained level of development. As you've noted, for 2023, a number of projects have been put in place. Money has been put in various sectors, particularly with education getting quite a significant portion, with the number of classroom blocks that have been built, with the number of desks that have been procured. And we want to sustain this as we go into 2023, responding to the needs and aspirations of the people, vis-a-vis developing the communities, vis-a-vis developing the constituencies.
Cherish Sibote for Camnet News, Lusaka.
A 29-year-old woman of Lusaka's Kanyama compound has accused her mother-in-law of ruining her marriage of 11 years. In an exclusive interview, Precious Chongo claims that her mother-in-law has coerced her husband to be abusive towards her and chase her from their matrimonial home. Meanwhile, the woman opted to remain unknown, has admitted chasing her daughter-in-law, alleging that she has been exhibiting bad behavior. The woman claims her daughter-in-law has no respect, alleging that she accuses her of engaging in a sexual relationship with her son. Here's a report.
At only 29, Precious Chongo has witnessed and experienced hell in a marriage. The mother of 4 who lives in Lusaka's Kanyama compound has accused the mother-in-law of destroying her relationship with her spouse and coercing her husband to chase her from her matrimonial home. Precious, a distressed wife and mother, claims that her mother-in-law has been meddling in her personal affairs, creating a rift that proved irretrievably. In an emotional interview, Precious revealed that the alleged interference started after her mother-in-law came to live with them in their 2-roomed house.
umwana wabo amuphe umwana kashikabana naye nakweta bana bali 5 nomulume wabo apandembe asoni na mitwalo kwaji ifo ndelira pano ndeli nomulume wako fyaleli momva kwa paule ni kufuma kuno abafyashi bandi bapongoshi bafuma badelira kuli bali boma babu tukawasa kunganda kumyanga twafuma motsa kumushukasa nefona akula kifosiba mai badi chamiso yanda mumeso yabo nabana bose nafyala aba kusa kuno kurusa kama hapa ndemye bali nishwale umama kandi wafani niyo.
Desperate to save a marriage of 11 years, she turned to counselors and sought advice from friends and family. However, she claims that her mother-in-law's influence is so overpowering that it has left her feeling helpless. Sadly, Precious not only has been a victim of mental abuse from her mother-in-law, but physical abuse from her husband too. The accused mother-in-law and a spouse, who opted to remain unknown, have both admitted to the allegations. But the mother-in-law claims the reason she opted to chase her is because she has been exhibiting bad behavior. The mother-in-law alleges that her daughter-in-law has no respect and at one point accused her of engaging in a sexual relation with her son. Meanwhile, a community-based human rights organization called Concerned Citizen for Justice and Human Rights, where Precious went to seek remedy, added a voice.
In the case at hand, the case is serious, and the matter was reported today. As an NGO, we want to put it on record that we help the woman in any way possible. That firstly, we provide the necessary protections, because this is a person who is coming from an abusive family.
This mother of four is now seeking for financial assistance from well-wishers so that she can return to her family in Kasama in Northern Province. Miriam Kaimba, reporting for Camnet TV News.
Minister of Water and Sanitation, Mike Mposha, has underscored government's commitment to improve access to clean and safe drinking water in the country. In an interview, Mr. Mposha says government is implementing various projects aimed at enhancing water supply and sanitation services through utilities. We have details in the following report.
As the year comes to an end, the country has experienced various challenges during the course of the year, with water supply being one of them. Throughout the year, various parts of Lusaka have bemoaned lack of adequate water supply in parts such as Matera constituency, Mutendere township, to mention a few. Various measures have been put in place but seem not to solve the issue at hand. Responding to the matter, Minister of Water and Sanitation, Mike Mposha, reveals that plans are underway to improve the quality of water supply and sanitation in the country. Mr. Mposha has further urged members of the public to adopt a clean mindset that will help curb the alarming sanitation issues in the city.
So obviously this requires a lot of resources. So yes, we have a plan, and the plan is to continue expanding the water coverage through introduction of various water projects. You saw that last year we pushed in some money and completed the Kafue Bulk project, which gave Lusaka an addition of 50,000 cubic meters of water supply per day. We are about to commission the Kafulafuta water project on the Copper Belt, which we are hoping to complete between this December and January next year. And we are hoping, all things being equal, by month end of January, we should be able to do the pump testing and start supplying Ndola, Luansha, Masait, and Impong. So all these projects are speaking to the fact that Zambia must continue pushing in resources in the water sector so as to improve both the water supply and the sanitation coverage. But we are also working towards making the sector attractive to the private sector. Remember that not too long ago, His Excellency the President was having a second PPDF, a public-private dialogue forum, which was at Sierra Resort about 2 or 3 weeks ago. And this was the second one he was having since assuming office. In there, we are trying also to bring in the private sector to work with the public sector in various sectors, including the water sector. So first of all, we have to make the water sector very attractive in terms of tariffs, in terms of policies, so that we can attract the private sector to partner with the government to introduce various projects that will see to it that we expand the water coverage, but we also...
According to Sustainable Development Goal number 6, by 2030, the world must achieve universal and equitable access to safe and affordable drinking water for all. Cherish Sibote for Camnet News, Lusaka.
The Opposition People's Alliance for Change, PAC, has alleged that the suspension of High Court Judge Timothy Katanweka by Zambia's Republican President Hakainde Hichilema is suspicious on promoting independence of the judiciary. Party President Andiford Banda says the suspension of Judge Katanweka, concerning especially that he was the one handling Opposition Patriotic Front leadership impasse. Meanwhile, governance expert and human rights advocate Wesley Mianda has described the move as commendable as it aims to enhance the integrity of the judiciary. Here's a report.
While uncertainty continues to grip the former ruling Patriotic Front after the insurgence of factions and subsequent commencement of court proceedings on what the outcome of the court ruling will be, on 27 December 2023, Zambia's Republican President, acting on the recommendations of the Judicial Complaints Commission, JCC, suspended High Court Judge Timothy Katanweka from his position. The former Lusaka High Court judge recently granted an order to the Patriotic Front to subpoena the then Registrar of Societies as he presided over the case involving the leadership impasse in the Patriotic Front. Commenting on the suspension of the judge, the Opposition People's Alliance for Change, PAC President Andiford Banda has described the suspension of the High Court judge as untimely. Mr. Banda argues that the suspension raises questions about how the PF case will be handled.
Our last hope has been that the judiciary should be able to actually be able to give us a clear picture of where things are, who is legal and who is illegal, because without a functional judiciary, then we're doomed. And while we're waiting at it, the judge that has been assigned, to look at this case, we hear he's been suspended. Now, this is quite concerning, looking at the events that have followed, this issue from the time that, this conversion happened to where we are today. And we've seen that, the other team is celebrating the removal of the judge. So probably there's something that we know or we don't know. There's something that we don't know. Now, we do understand that, a judge may be suspended, through the complaints, through the deliberation of the Judicial Services Commission, once someone complains. But we just hope that, also the Judicial Services Commission can give us a clear picture on the allegations that have been made against this judge.
Meanwhile, governance expert and human rights advocate Wesley Mianda has described the move as commendable as it aims to enhance the integrity of the judiciary. Mr. Mianda believes the suspension will act as a shake-off to the country's judiciary.
The suspension of Lusaka High Court Judge Timothy Katanweka by the Republican President, Mr. Hakainde Hichilema, following the recommendation by the Judicial Complaints Commission, is a welcome move and needs to be commended. The decision to suspend the High Court Judge underscores President Hichilema's government's commitment to upholding the integrity of the judiciary and ensuring accountability and effective justice delivery within the legal system. In fact, that should be the beginning of entire judicial shake-off, which we feel should be extended to other public institutions to get rid of all bad elements so as to enhance service delivery.
Nelson Zulu for Camnet News, Lusaka.
Government has employed broadcasting stations in the country to promote transparency, accountability, peace and unity through their programming. Speaking during the launch of the 2023 to 2027 Independent Broadcasting Authority IBA strategic plan and commemoration of the authority's existence, Ministry of Information and Media Permanent Secretary Tabo Kawana says broadcasting stations should avoid using their airspace to promote hatred and anarchy in the country. Mr. Kawana says government will not hesitate to crack a whip on media stations that will take advantage of government's pronouncement that it will not close any media institution. And speaking at the same event, IBA board chairperson Chisokola Chula says the launched strategic plan will strive to respond to ever-evolving challenges and opportunities in the broadcasting industry. Here's a report.
Free independent media allow the public to make informed decisions, hold leaders accountable, and hear a diversity of opinions, all free from government influence. Information supplied by journalists helps citizens make informed decisions on most issues. However, with this great power comes great responsibility. The media must also be mindful of the potential harm it can cause if it fails to report accurately, fairly, and responsibly. Misinformation and fake news can fuel conflicts and create divisions, all in the name of press freedom. In view of this, government has cautioned broadcasting stations in the country to promote transparency, accountability, peace, and unity through their programming. Speaking during the launch of the 2023 to 2027 Independent Broadcasting Authority's strategic plan and commemoration of the authority's existence, Ministry of Information and Media Permanent Secretary Tabo Kawana says government will not hesitate to crack a whip on media stations that will take advantage of government's pronouncement that it will not close any station.
And I stated that this administration will not close down any media house. But I also stated that I did not use the word never, but I said we will not. So for as long as we all stick to the rules, nobody will be harassed, nobody will be shut down. But if we feel big and feel we can abuse our stations to spew hatred in the country and promote hatred among us citizens and promote disunity, we will come for you.
Speaking at the event, Mr. Kawana, who represented Information and Media Minister Cornelius Mwetwa, commended IBA for its dedication to regulate the broadcasting industry in the country.
Further, it is gratifying to note that the IBA has managed to license more television stations from about 6 in 2013 to now over 50 stations in 2023.
And speaking at the same event, IBA board chairperson Chisokola Chula says the launched strategic plan will strive to respond to the ever-evolving challenges and opportunities in the broadcasting industry.
Identifying and managing potential risks and challenges. In addition, it will guide on how these can be mitigated to minimize any negative impact on the authority's operations. Finally, guests of honor, the authority has also developed a communication strategy to run for the same period between 2023 and 2027. Honourable Minister, being represented by the Permanent Secretary, tonight you will also launch the document together with the IBA strategic plan. Sir, the importance of the communication strategy in organisations such as IBA cannot be overemphasized. The IBA's communication strategy is essential for ensuring that the authority remains effective and efficient.
Those who have served the authority for 10 years or even more were awarded during this event to appreciate their dedication and service. Cherish Sibote for Camnet News, Lusaka.
The Lusaka City Council has cautioned traders returning to markets deemed illegal to follow the right procedure or risk being ejected again. LCC Assistant Public Relations Manager Nyambe Bulumba says the local authority will not condone any illegality in the city. Mr. Bulumba advises traders in the city to embrace the culture of ensuring that correct procedure of accessing trading spaces is adhered to.
We would like to urge Lusaka residents, because that is our jurisdiction, that is our catchment area, that they should always engage the council whenever they are coming up with any structure, be it their house which is on their plot or a private plot, to ensure that council gives guidance, especially where planning permission is concerned. We have the Urban and Regional Act number 3 of 2015 that mandates the council to ensure that all these things are brought to the face of the council so that we avoid issues in the future. You know, we are having these issues of illegal demolitions here and there. Why? Because people are finding themselves in undesignated places. Somebody comes and builds something on a private land, automatically you expect a demolition. Somebody builds a house on top of the drainage, definitely you expect a demolition. So, but if you engage the council before coming up with such structures, we are going to be in a good position to advise, to say, no, don't put your house here because you risk having your house demolished because this is illegal. So let's always ensure that we engage the council.
The ruling United Party for National Development, UPND Kamwala Ward 5 Councillor Mainda Smata has given Lusaka City Council Engineering Department a 72-hour ultimatum to fix the potholes on the Kamwala Prison to Kafiwe Road. The councillor says the deepening potholes have affected trade in the area and alleges that the Lusaka City Council has been unresponsive. Mr. Smata has since called for maximum efforts for the Lusaka City Council for the roads to be worked on quickly.
All the way up to the road, so that we can enable goods trucks and other personal vehicles to be able to pass. Otherwise, it's in a very bad state, and I've been on this case for a very long time. It's shown that responsiveness for the council has been slow. So we are also appealing to RTA to step in, because when there are emergencies like this, they can affect trade as well, because this is Kamwala trading area, the most busiest trading area in Lusaka, and these people pay a lot of taxes. So we have to be responsive as a local authority, and appealing to RTA to also be responsive so that they work on this road as a matter of emergency. This road cannot wait for 2 days or a week. It has to be done right now.
On that note, we break for some commercials. We have more news coming up. Don't go away.
Potatoes, the unsung heroes of flavor. From crispy chips to creamy mash, potatoes are the versatile superstars of your kitchen. Grown with love by our dedicated workforce drawn from around the community of Palavana. Savenda Farm's commitment is to see to it that we have potatoes that are grown right, healthy, big and tasty. For that quick fix or big celebration or that meal that brings family together, top chefs rely on the Savenda potato to create culinary masterpieces. And for others, it's that icebreaker to a delightful conversation. So, embrace the magic of Savenda potatoes. They're not just a side dish, they're the heart and soul of your kitchen. Savenda, save nations, develop Africa.
Introducing Darren B, a touch of class. Are you looking for the perfect place to elevate your style and glam up? Look no further. Darren B Touch of Class is your one-stop destination for hair and makeup transformation. Walk into Darren Bay and walk out feeling like a star. Your transformation starts here. Call us on 0772 870 588 or WhatsApp on 0972 049 213 to book your appointment today. Payments are made via mobile money or point of sale machine. Strictly no cash payments. We are located along Mossy Road in Ibex Hill, fourth close on the left after Kalikiliki Police Post. At Darren Bay, we pride ourselves on our team of dedicated and trained personnel ready to pamper both women and children. Darren Bay is open 7 days a week from 0720 hours to 1740 hours. From trendy hairstyles and stylish makeovers to flawless makeup, we do it all. Darren Bay, a touch of class.
Water is life. Each drop counts and each must be cherished. Our tried and tested product meets all international standards. With our smart drip technology, we aim to deliver precision irrigation designed to reduce blockage and wastage, ensuring a high yield. RenGlow, your smart irrigation partner.
Welcome back, and now in other news, the Road Transport and Safety Agency has cautioned road public transport operators to desist from the illegal act of painting black number plates into red in order to operate as taxis. Speaking in an interview with Camnet News, Agency Public Relations Officer Mukela Mangolwa says all those found wanting will be penalized. He has encouraged motor vehicle owners to follow the right procedure in acquiring road service license.
The challenge in the country when it comes to people, motor vehicle owners complying with the law on a road service license. The road service license is what stipulates or allows an operator to run a transport business, whether as a passenger transport or cargo. So you need to acquire a road service license for you to be able to operate or run that kind of business. There's been some cases where some people, just to portray themselves as being holders of valid road service license, change their number plates from black and have the red number plates affixed to their vehicles. This is illegal because it means you don't qualify to run that business because you're not a holder of a road service license. And if our officers come across that operator, they'll still be able to charge that person for applying for hire and reward. That is, doing a transport business without having a road service license. Some people might want to know what are the requirements for having a road service license. You need to have, if it's for an individual, you need to have a public service vehicle driver's license.
The Zambia Revenue Authority, ZRA, says all airlines operating in Zambia will be required to submit cargo manifesto prior to the arrival of the aircraft in the country. ZRA Corporate Communications Manager Oliver Nzala explains that this will be done in order to improve efficiency in the clearance of cargo planes at the airports. He discloses that the requirements will be effective January 1st, 2024 and has been necessitated by the amendment to Section 22(2) of the Customs and Excise Act, Chapter 322 of the laws of Zambia.
So basically, in order to provide efficiency in the clearance of cargo at our airports, the Zambia Revenue Authority has informed all airlines that are operating in Zambia that before an aircraft departs or immediately after departure, they need to send the electronic copy of the manifest or the cargo manifest to the Customs Services Division of the Zambia Revenue Authority. Now, this measure is all aimed at improving the clearance of goods or cargo at the airport. Now, in the past, we've had instances where there are delays of clearing cargo or goods at the airport, and therefore what we want to do is to ensure that by the time the cargo or the aircraft lands in Zambia, that cargo would have been cleared, or the clearance process would have already been initiated and almost done. So basically the amendment or the measure to request airlines to send this electronic copy of the manifest has been necessitated by the amendment of the Customs and Excise Act, Section 22, Part 2. And therefore we are encouraging all airlines and informing members of the public that now that electronic cargo manifest will be sent to the Zambia Revenue Authority before or immediately after the aircraft has departed the country en route to the country, has departed the country of origin en route to the country of destination.
We take another set of commercials. Still ahead, we have international sports news. Don't go away.
Introducing Darren B, a touch of class. Are you looking for the perfect place to elevate your style and glam up? Look no further. Darren B Touch of Class is your one-stop destination for hair and makeup transformation. Walk into Darren B and walk out feeling like a star. Your transformation starts here. Call us on 0772 870 588 or WhatsApp on 0972 049 213 to book your appointment today. Payments are made via mobile money or point-of-sale machine. Strictly no cash payments. We are located along Mosi Road in Ibex Hill, fourth close on the left after Kalikiliki Police Post. At Darren B, we pride ourselves on our team of dedicated and trained personnel ready to pamper both women and children. Darren B is open 7 days a week from 0720 hours to 1740 hours. From trendy hairstyles and stylish makeovers to flawless makeup, we do it all. Darren B, a touch of class.
Water is life. Each drop counts and each must be cherished. Our tried and tested product meets all international standards. With our smart drip technology, we aim to deliver precision irrigation designed to reduce blockage and wastage, ensuring a high yield. Rain Glow, your smart irrigation partner.
Welcome back, and now in international news, South Africa has launched a case at the United Nations top court accusing Israel of genocide against Palestine in Gaza and asking the court to order Israel to halt its attacks. The first such challenge made at the court over the current war. Israel swiftly rejected the filing with a digest. And South Africa's submission to the International Court of Justice alleges that acts and omission by Israel are genocidal in character, as they are committed with the intent to destroy Palestinians in Gaza as a part of a broader Palestinian national, racial and ethnic group. Here is a roundup of international news.
A case of an alleged genocide against Palestinians in Gaza. South Africa on Friday asked the International Court of Justice to order Israel to halt its attacks, the first such challenge made at the UN's court over the current war. The country's submission alleges the acts and omissions by Israel are genocidal in character, as they are committed with the intent to destroy Palestinians in Gaza. Israel has rejected the filing. A foreign ministry statement said South Africa's case lacks a legal foundation and constitutes a despicable and contemptuous exploitation of the court. Since November, members of South Africa's political parties and civil society organizations have staged frequent marches through the streets of Johannesburg and Cape Town to demand a permanent ceasefire in the Gaza Strip. The government last month pushed for the International Criminal Court (ICC) to investigate Israel's actions in Gaza. The ICC prosecutes individuals for war crimes, crimes against humanity, and genocide, while the International Court of Justice settles disputes between nations. The UN's mission in Mali, known as MINUSMA, has left one of its last 3 bases in the country ahead schedule. A brief ceremony in Timbuktu to mark the closure of the UN's missions camp was held Thursday, December 28, in front of officials including Governor of Timbuktu, Bakun Kante, and Director of the mission's liquidation coordination team, Anton Anchev. This camp, like 2 others, was to remain operational for 18 months from January 1, 2024, but UN diplomats on site were increasingly worried about its security. MINUSMA was deployed to Mali in 2013 to support the Malian government in its efforts to stabilize the country. The mission has faced significant challenges, including growing insecurity and political instability. The colonels who took power in a coup in 2020 in Bamako demanded in June this year the immediate departure of the UN's mission.
And now in sports news, Chipolopolo coach AVRAM Grant has named his final 27-member squad for the African Cup of Nations that kicks off on January 13th in Cote d'Ivoire. The 27-member squad will leave for Saudi Arabia on Monday for an international cup preceding the AFCON and will be domiciled in Jeddah. AVRAM Grant and his technical staff have been running the rule on 30 players over 4 days before selecting the final squad. Everybody in the squad is excited and waiting for the challenge ahead of the tournament, with the technical bench happy with the effort so far. Whilst in Jeddah, Zambia will play Cameroon on January 29th as part of the preparations for the tournament, with another friendly on the cards with another AFCON-bound squad. At the AFCON, the Chipolopolo are in Group F alongside Morocco, Tanzania and the Democratic Republic of Congo. Zambia's first match is on January 17th against Congo at the Laurent Poku Stadium in the coastal city of San Pedro. 4 days later, the Chipolopolo will take on Taifa Stars of Tanzania before winding up their group matches on the 24th of January against the Atlas Lions. On that sporting note, we come to the end of today's evening news. But before we go, another look at the stories that made the headlines. Over 900 traders are facing eviction at MUNYAULE market. An opposition leader condemns the suspension of a High Court judge. Government urges displaced traders to find space in existing markets. In international news, South Africa launches a case at International Court of Justice accusing Israel of genocide. And in sports news, AVRAM Grant names final squad for the forthcoming AFCON. And before we go, we now look at the Camnet verse of the day that comes from the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 4, verse 29. And it reads, "But from there you will seek the Lord your God, and you will find him, if you search after him with all your heart and with all your soul." That's it. That's all we had for the news. Don't forget to join us for another bulletin. On behalf of the entire production team, have a blessed night.